Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the top 10 vehicles that need to get Benny's upgrades in Grand Theft Auto Online. So I'm only going to be talking about vehicles that are in the game right now. It would be way too complicated to try and predict vehicles that Rockstar would add. And I'm going to be using 3 different types of parameters in which I could see a vehicle being upgraded, since we've really seen 3 from Benny's. Classic updates, lowriders updates, and then like hypercar performance style upgrade. So those are the 3 that I'm going to apply because those have been the only 3 we've seen at Benny's so far. So let's get started, and the first vehicle I'd like to see is the Dominator. Now, in my personal opinion, I would love to see the Dominator be made into a Dominator Classic, like a throwback fastback Mustang. That would be so cool. Now, I know a super modified one would be pretty awesome, but I really do think bringing a classic version of this muscle car into Grand Theft Auto Online would be welcomed by a huge majority of the community. And these vehicles are beautiful in real life. Rockstar could do an amazing job with it in online. The only problem with that is one of the more recent vehicles they've added, the Rapid GT Classic, looks kind of similar to a classic Mustang. So I don't know if Rockstar would dip their toe back in and make a vehicle that looked so similar looking, but I know that would be amazing, and that would certainly be one of the vehicles I would love to see added, that being the classic Dominator, Dominator Retro Custom, whatever they would call it. All I know is it would look awesome as a Benny's upgrade. So that's the first vehicle, the Dominator. The second vehicle, also sticking with muscle cars, would be the Gauntlet. Now, I think the Gauntlet is based off of a handful of vehicles, but one of its primary vehicles is the Challenger. And I think that if they made a Hellcat, that would be absolutely incredible. So to see a Challenger Hellcat would be absolutely awesome. I'd love to see the different style of liveries and upgrades and modifications and customizations that we could do to a vehicle. So the first 2 vehicles are muscle cars, but I'd like to see them go in completely different directions. For the Dominator, go in a classic version, but for the Gauntlet, I'd like to see a more modern, beefed up, super take on this car, and that could be incredibly awesome as well. I know the Hellcat is a highly requested vehicle, so seeing something created like this in online would be incredibly cool. So that's the second vehicle on our list today. All right, the third vehicle on our list today would be an upgraded version of the Cavill Clade. So I'm not exactly sure if I should call this a lowrider, but it does kind of have that lowrider vibe. Now, this would be incredibly cool. Typically, when you think of lowriders, you're thinking of cars or convertibles or 2-doors or 4-doors, but I think a lowrider truck would be really cool. Now, another thing that's kind of cool is the Albany Cavill Clade was kind of like the OG, I guess, Benny's car. It had like the ICE speaker system in the back. Before any other vehicles got it, it has some of the most unique upgrades for regular Los Santos custom style vehicles. So this would be incredibly cool. And it's based off of the Cadillac Escalade in real life, which is certainly known to be of a more luxurious, but also like more modifiable car that we've seen by certain individuals. So I think this would be perfect for online to have some funky liveries on there, upgrade the interior with zebra seats, put hydraulics on a car like this. It would be so cool. And we've seen them do other sorts of vehicles like the Slam Van and the minivan, so this certainly wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility either for them to do a bigger SUV like the Cavill Clade. So that right there is the third vehicle on the list. The fourth vehicle on the list is the Albany Manana. So I think this car is just so pure, so simple, and I think it needs to be one of the awesome lowriders we have. We had a similar vehicle in GTA San Andreas that could be transformed into a lowrider, the Savannah. And when we first got talks to the lowriders update, I was thinking to myself, oh, the Manana has got to be one of them. And it would be perfect. Rockstar could add it to the Benny site, which is currently not on any website, and it could be transformed into this awesome lowrider, which would be so cool. The Manana is amazing. It's not only is it one of the rarest cars in the game, I guess that would go away if it turned onto one of the websites, but it looks amazingly cool. And it's got great customization, which of course Rockstar could add and improve on as well in the Benny shop too. So I would love to see them do that. I would love to see them add the Albany Manana and make it one of the lowriders. That would be incredibly cool. Switching gears a little bit, at the number 5 spot, the Cockit. Now, I don't know how you pronounce this, Cockit, Coquette, whatever the case is. All I know is it's based off of the Corvette Stingray. Now, I'd like to see Rockstar go in 2 directions here. Number 1, I'd like to see them go in a classic version, giving us the Corvette from Grand Theft Auto 4, which is the old body style. this one was incredibly cool. Now, the only problem with that is we already have the Corvette Classic and Corvette Blackfin in the game. So we've got two versions of classic Corvettes, and I don't know if Rockstar would want to go down that route again. So the more likely route I would see would be a super modified version of the Stingray that we already have right now, which could be incredibly cool with tons of unique liveries, tons of other upgrades. The Corvette has some nice upgrades, but certainly not a ton. And another thing I thought of with this vehicle is, since the Corvette is a sports car, could it be like a Banshee 900R or a Sultan RS and actually be transformed into something like a supercar? That, in my opinion, would be incredibly cool. So I'd love to see that happen to the Corvette, the Cockit, the Cockit. Like I said, that vehicle's been around for so long and I still don't know how to pronounce it. So if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. But that would be an amazing upgrade to the Corvette Stingray, so that would be incredibly cool. At the number 6 spot, the Obey 9F. So this is based off of the Audi R8, and I'd love to see a upgraded, almost hypercar version of this, because right now the 9F doesn't have a lot of love in terms of customization, but there's a ton of like LMS style vehicles that have been based off of the R8 that have just looked unbelievably cool, like big spoilers and liveries and modifications to the bumper and the grille and the skirts. So that would be amazing, and a lot of people have created mods of this too, which look unbelievable in game. So definitely an upgraded and enhanced version of the Audi R8 or the Obey 9F would be unbelievable to have in online. It would be a great Benny's vehicle. Up next, at the number 7 spot, the Jester. So the Jester already has like a race car version, so I wouldn't see Rockstar going in that direction where they make it more modern. Instead, what I'd like to see is the Jester get a retro version to the one we saw in GTA San Andreas. Now, the one we saw in GTA San Andreas, instead of it being based off of the Acura NSX, was based off of the Toyota Supra, which would be an incredible vehicle to have into the game as well. So I would love to see this. Obviously, if you're a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise like I am, you know that the Supra is a huge part of that franchise and of those movies, of course, with Brian O'Connor. So I think that would be amazing, and I'd love to see some amazing liveries on there. You know, Rockstar would probably do like an Easter egg of one of the Fast and Furious ones. So that would be so cool to see them add something like that into the game, especially because it was already a thing in GTA San Andreas. So for the most part, Rockstar's work would be relatively easy, creating a new, or I guess I should say an older variant of that vehicle. So that is another one that I'd like to see added at the number 7 spot, the Jester. The number 8 spot, the Picador. So the Picador is based off of the El Camino, which is one of the most unique muscle cars out there. And we've seen mods sort of created like this, and I think that this would be amazing to see an upgraded lowrider version of the Picador, because it really can't decide what it wants to be. It's like half muscle car, half pickup truck, and it makes it one of the most unique style cars we have in the game. So to see an upgraded, modified version with some liveries, some hydraulics, you know, fuzzy dice, fancy interiors would be awesome to see it online. So that's at the number 8 spot. I'd love to see the Cheval Picador added in there. That would be amazing. And the last two vehicles are kind of tuner cars, but I think that they would be awesome to have upgrades as well. The first one is the Karen Kuruma. So we have the regular version of the Kuruma, and we have the armored version. And the Kuruma is really cool. It's got some nice upgrades, but it would be amazing to see at Benny's. Now, same thing here with the Sultan. I'm not sure if Rockstar would tune it down to a 2-door, making it a supercar, or keep it 4-door and keep it a sports car, but I could see tons of amazing upgrades and additions to this vehicle, like liveries and other bumper modifications, crazy spoilers, upgrading the inside. And I know a ton of people love the Kuruma and wish it had more upgrades as well. I mean, I've done videos talking about modified versions of the Kuruma, so that would be incredibly cool to see that vehicle get a massive upgrade. I mean, it's just a really great sports car, but if we could see something done added at Benny's, that would be even better. And last but not least, at the number 10 spot, we have the Ballistic Compact. So the Ballistic Compact should be in the compacts. It shouldn't be in the sports cars. So either way, I think it would be pretty cool. But at the same rate, this is another tuner car that I didn't think got a whole lot of love. I mean, it has some upgrades, but it doesn't have enough, in my opinion. And I think it would be perfect for a Benny's upgrade that sort of just got a tuner style variant. Now, once again, I personally believe that the regular version should be in the compact class, but who knows? Maybe after Rockstar upgrades it, it'll actually be good enough in order to perform in the sports class. And that would be the best case scenario, seeing a vehicle like this actually get an improvement where it could be usable in races. And I'd love to see all the liveries and upgrades and customizations that Rockstar could do for a vehicle like this, because it already is pretty customizable, but to have that extra Benny's touch on there would, in my opinion, be even better. But anyways, those are the top 10 vehicles that I would like to see get Benny's upgrades in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What vehicles do we currently have in the game right now that you would like to see get a Benny's upgrade? Whether it's a retro custom version, whether it's a lowrider version, or more of like a super hypercar upgrade. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.